Good morning, St. Francis. It is Friday, October the 8th, 2021, Friday of the 27th week of the year. It's a bit misty and rainy outside, a little bit gray and gloomy, so I decided to come inside into our chapel once again because I haven't been in here in a little while. The chapel is back online, so I guess we'll just wait and see what happens. Maybe daily Mass can return back here soon enough because the main church is just way too big, and it takes too long without music to walk down that middle aisle to the altar whenever you have to preside at Mass. So chapel's a bit more convenient and a bit more conducive to smaller gatherings like daily Mass. So hopefully we'll be back here soon. The new HVAC and the new pipes and whatever it is that were making this all very difficult to run have all been fixed. So far it's working. And it's quite comfortable here in this chapel this morning. It's gloomy outside, it is gray, it is raining, and the first reading from Malachi this time. Again, we're jumping around all of the minor prophets these last couple of days. The reading from Malachi is also talking about doom and gloom in a terrible, awful way, that there should be weeping and wailing and mourning, and again, why? Because of Israel's sins and its lack of trust in God and all the things that it has done to sort of disobey the covenant or forget the covenant or ignore the covenant and what have you. And this is where Malachi, again, talks about a day of the Lord as being something that is going to be filled with fear and trembling, with doom and gloom. And so to prepare for that, where this goes, we'll see, because Malachi sometimes is not very specific on what's going to happen once the day of the Lord comes. Malachi is just very good at saying, prepare for it, prepare for it, prepare for it. In Stephen King's Children of the Corn, he kind of takes some of this prophecy from Malachi, and that's what he kind of weaves together as sort of a common thread throughout most of that story and most of that movie. It was odd. Anyway, we go from doom and gloom in Malachi and a coming day of the Lord and fear and trembling to talking about demons in Luke. And so it's just bad readings all around. There's very little good news on the surface, it seems. Again, Jesus is casting out demons, and they say it's by Beelzebul, the head of demons, that Jesus casts out the demons. And then Jesus says, well, if I cast them out by Beelzebul, who do your people cast demons out? Because I guess Jesus is not the only one to cast out demons. And so there's all of this, that then Jesus talks about, the fact that if it is by the hand of God that he is doing these great things, then the people should be more aware that the kingdom of God has come among them. Again, the people's obstinacy, not necessarily the people's, the leaders' obstinacy at recognizing who Jesus is and recognizing that something new is going on, within their very midst, in their own very time, is really the tragic, part of all of the gospel, is that they miss, right before their eyes, the great wonders that God is unveiling and revealing to them of a new course for human history, of a new understanding of themselves and of God. And all of that, is because Jesus is threatening their status quo. Jesus is threatening their power. Jesus is threatening who they set themselves up to be. No one wants to be challenged ever. No one wants to be proven wrong ever. Nobody wants to have anybody come in and say, you know what, this is really not the way it's supposed to be. Again, I was with some people last night, and again, the expression, can we please get serious now? Jesus is trying to get serious, and trying to show people truly what it means to be a part of the life of God. But they refuse to listen. They refuse to open themselves up to those possibilities. They refuse to see, what can happen and what can be revealed and what can be received because God has walked in our midst, and God has understood who and what we are as human beings and what we struggle with and what we find joy with. That is enough to change the course of human history for Jesus, or to begin to change the course of human history for Jesus. It is up to us to fall behind Jesus, to line up behind Jesus, and to move upon that new course of human history, which is made even more affirmative with the resurrection. Failure to do so leaves us in the dark, leaves us in that land of doom and gloom, leaves us in that awful and terrible day of fear and trembling, which God lifts us from and brings new life into our midst. And may the Lord give you his peace.